am here for Wind Down Wednesday, and I love being able to do this because last time, I feel like each time we talk about something different that's just so impactful. And so I am so glad to be here. If you don't know who I am Samantha, a trauma and toxic relationship recovery therapist and coach, helping you to break free from toxic and narcissistic relationships to establish a healthy relationship with yourself and other people. So I really wanted to be able to overall dive deep into this because I wanted to make sure that you guys really understand that a lot of times with these kind of types of relationships, that it turns into um, you focusing so much on what someone else needs that you forget about yourself. Right. And so, how many times have we literally done this? So, I want you to just think about, like, if you really think about it, do you often find yourself feeling lost in your relationships? Like you've sacrificed so much of yourself that you're not sure who you are anymore. I know that the relationships I've been in prior has definitely been the case where it just felt like you have to keep sacrificing yourself. But if that sounds familiar, this conversation will literally might be what you need to really find out who you are and what you want for yourself. And I also wanted to kind of talk about what will be happening next. I know a lot of you have been so amazing and asking me, Samantha, what's next? You know, I do events within DC area and events online, and just really having that community that gets it and that you're able to just kind of allow yourself to be you and to see you and to get it, because a lot of times therapists or family members, friends do not get what it is being in these types of relationships or being around it. And so just having that space where you can have that is just so powerful. So I just definitely wanted to introduce you to something today as well. So we'll talk about that during the end. And I'm so excited about it because this is something where I can be able to just pour into you guys. So it doesn't have to, and really just be able to help you with the healing, because my mission is to be able to help you just to heal from these relationships. So you really can show up as yourself versus the hurt that you've been through, which is my main thing in everything that I do. So, what we're going to do is we're going to dive deep into understanding the tangles when it comes to codependency and how to reclaim your selfhood, which is the main thing that helps you protect yourself from codependency. Is you pouring into you, you pouring into yourself is going to be the main thing. So, again, I'm Samantha, therapist who specializes in helping people break free from toxic relationships. So, when we're diving deep into codependency today, I know this term has been thrown around a lot, but I want us to really think about if we really understand on what this means to be codependent. And let me know if you do. Okay. So codependency often shows up as like just an extreme focus on what everyone else wants, other people's needs, but to the detriment of your own well-being and identity. So if you consistently prioritize your partner's needs over yours, or if your mood and happiness deepens heavily on your partner, you may be in a codependent relationship. And this is, I know for me, was like, well, if he's mad, then I'm mad, right? Or if they're feeling this way, then I should be upset. Like it should just, it was always constantly about what the other person was doing or feeling for me to be able to feel okay within myself. So I definitely want you to kind of keep that in mind. But I want you to know to remember that it is okay to care for others and want to help them. That's the beautiful part about you. I don't want you ever to change that, but not at the expense of losing yourself. And that is in any relationship, even when it comes to children. I don't want you to the expense of losing yourself when it comes even that relationship with them, right? You still are your own person, even with your partner, with your children, you're still your own person. Okay, so healthy relationships are often about two individuals coming together, each with their own identities, needs, and desires. A lot of times when we lose ourselves in another person, we're stepping in a territory of codependency. So, I personally work with many clients, and I used to do a program called Break Free from Codependency to really help people to break free from the cycle so you can truly allow yourself to be there for you versus so focused on everybody else. Because, as you can tell from experiences, you start to lose yourself in the process, and I truly do not want that for you. So, I've had a firsthand just impact. If it just had her firsthand impact on your self worth, your identity. You know, some I know I had individuals and clients who some couldn't differentiate their own emotions from their partners. Others stopped pursuing their personal interests or things that they were interested in beforehand and just stopped doing them. Or and a lot of times it's because it's always constantly revolved around what their partner wanted and what their partner needed, not about them. A lot of times it showed up in the beginning when it came to alcohol, but we found that this happens in all types of relationships where you're so focused on someone else and not on you. So I wanted to talk about on how we can be able to navigate this tangled web of codependency, and I just want to give some tips on how to work through that. And understand that we definitely dive deep into it with, of course, within my programs, my memberships, because I only can give us so much here because I really want you to grasp information where in the membership and programs, you're able to kind of push it out for you to really do the handouts, the exercises to really get you to feel in the place where you can fully, truly be yourself. But the tips I wanted to give you here is one, reconnect with your interests and passions. A lot of times when we are going into just reclaiming ourselves and are the power just within us and break free from codependency and focusing on you, you're really going to really try to think about, sometimes you think about what you did when you were younger. Sometimes it's rediscovering on what brings you joy and peace within your life. It's all these different things that you can be able to do to start that process. So do you love painting, reading, talking? I want you to really start spending more time on these activities that bring you joy, right? And so I know that, and if you want to write it down in the comments, like what are the things that bring you joy? Even if you're on the replay, put just put replay next to your answer. But I just want you to really just kind of think about what are the things that you do enjoy. If you don't know that what that is right now, know that it's okay. You can be able to try new things or try things that you felt like you used to enjoy and see if that still fits for you or not. You know, there's things such as, so I mentioned painting before, maybe it's something where you go to a paint and wine class, or I think it's a lot of things like photo and sip, and they have different things where you can establish a creative part of yourself and see if that fits. If you felt like you did really loved reading before, maybe it's something where you go get into books or something that kind of helps you with figuring out, okay, what is it that I like reading now? I mean, before it probably was fiction and it possibly could have changed. Understand that that is definitely possible. If you are struggling when it comes to really with your relationships and everything, I am starting to do free 15-minute relationship strategy sessions, because what I find is that sometimes these talks aren't enough and you want to go deeper and have a strategy session to be able to assist to see if anything that I can offer you can be better. Is it something that you can just have a strategy session right there and go, or do you need just kind of more assistance, a community, something to be able to help you with getting through these types of relationships? And sometimes it's not even just about the relationship, but just allowing yourself to be there for you. Next, what I'm asked to do when it comes to codependency is establishing boundaries, right? And I'm going to put the link to this session if you want to do a session, a free 15-minute relationship strategy session. The only thing is, when it comes that I only can take a certain amount of people, because it's going to be a beta thing I'm doing where there's going to be first group that are starting out, but I'm going to be pouring everything into you guys because I want to make sure you get the transformation, to make sure that that I'm doing the work that I need to be doing, and also you're getting what you need as well, and making an impact and getting you that healing process. So only about 25 people can get a strategy session. So if you want to get strategy session, make sure to get on it. We can be able to talk it out and figure out, identify what your goals are, really see exactly how we can be able to work together to make an impact and get you to a place where you feel at peace. Okay, so that's definitely there for you in the comments. Also, I want you to know that the next thing you can do when it comes to getting out of this kind of codependency is establishing your boundaries. And let me know if you have struggled with this when it comes to establishing your boundaries, because I really want you to be able to communicate what is okay for you and what is not okay for you. Okay, so learning to be able to say no and understand that I get it, right? Like it sounds, a lot of people says that it sounds mean. A lot of my clients say this sounds mean, me saying no, but understanding you not showing up for you is you abandoning yourself. You're not hurting anyone but you. And this may be challenging, but it's crucial to really be aware of what your emotional health. Because understand, you might say yes, but what's happening? You're overwhelmed, you're frustrated, you're mad at the fact that you did it. Let me know if any of these true for you. It just gets is overall gets starts to get upsetting because you're not being there for yourself, and that's the main thing. And make sure if you're on YouTube or Facebook to share it with your friends to be able to let them know if they want. If you know someone that needs these type of sessions, get them on the calendar so we can start kind of connecting. Also, know that when it comes to, first we talked about reconnecting with your interests and passions when it comes to the tips and getting out of this codependency, going from we to me, right? Because of so much you're focused on the partner, that now you're focusing on yourself. So you're going to reconnect with your interests and passions, establish your boundaries, and then 3, you're going to do some self-care, right? I know a lot of people talk about this as self-care, but I don't think we really get on how prioritizing your mental, physical, and emotional health. And let me know in the comments if you struggle with any of these, like your mental, physical, or emotional. Your mental of just kind of, are you taking care? You're feeling anxious. Are you allowing yourself to figure and get curious on why that is or what's going on there? Your physical, emotional health. Are you around people that are draining you and causing more stress than they are, positive experiences? And this can be as simple as taking, it isn't that a relaxing bath, even saying no. It could be practicing just being aware of your surroundings, being present. A lot of times we're so focused and so in our heads that we're not really able to be mindful of what is around us in our even our own rooms at times, because that's why we're not able to go to sleep or stay up. And so I definitely invite you, which I know you have heard before, but maintaining that regular sleep schedule. So it's a reason why we kind of continuously hear this over and over, because it's so important. So I just want you to just overall remember that. Also, what also something that you can be able to do, and let me know if any questions about these things, right? And we can kind of unpack that in our free relationship strategy session as well. But there's also where you can start just seeing things, like being aware of what's around you by doing a gratitude journal, by focusing on your own life and appreciating what's going on. So a lot of times what I like to do is just really think about, okay, what is it that I'm thankful for in this moment? And I know it sounds basic, but what it does is it prepares your mind to look at what good is happening around you. Because, of course, as you might know, that when we wake up, like our brain immediately wants to go to something negative a lot of times. And we don't need to do that at all. Like, we need to be able to teach our mind to go towards, okay, even if it's like, I'm thankful the fact I was able to, I don't know, eat something, eat my favorite meal in the morning, right? Like, just even as something simple, it could be that, um, and I hopefully you do so every day. I know some people are like trying to fight with journaling and things like that. I get it, get it. So doing what you can when it comes to that, but writing things you're grateful for every day. It could be something as simple as a sunny day or a good cup of coffee, or I like, for me personally, I love chai tea. So that would be my thing. But like I'm saying, this will help you shift your focus from your partner onto your life and your self-worth, just kind of overall building yourself up. So being able to do that, it's going to be really essential. So understanding that a lot of times we think that when we do these things that it's selfish, but understand when you're talking about selfish is when you're constantly taking from somebody. And I think you can name a person or probably think of somebody that's constantly taking. That's what, like, someone is constantly taking from you, that is selfish. Taking care of yourself, you're rejuvenating yourself, you're recharging. Like, that's not taking from anybody. You literally have to recharge yourself to be there for other people. And what you're doing, you're acknowledging that your needs and desires are just as important as someone coming, you know, as someone else's, right? And also remember, if you need help in handling this journey, I'm offering 15-minute relationship strategy calls. You can DM me if you wanted to get on my calendar, or email me to sign up. I definitely put the link there too to make it easy access, where you can just kind of grab those. I only have like a couple that in there because, as you know, I do have, sessions, but I definitely wanted to start the process and pouring into you guys and into this, um, into just the programs that I'm setting up for you guys, and just really making sure that you just have the impact that you need to really have the life that you want, right? So it's definitely going to be a whole experience for you just to show up for yourself, but you have to be ready to kind of show up for yourself and want to make that change for yourself as well. So in these sessions, we can talk about your challenges and possible steps towards a healthier and balanced life with you, just yourself and your relationships. So I'm just here to remind you that you're more than just a part of a we, okay? You are you, a unique individual with your own dreams, your desires, and needs. It's time that we take the time to honor that. Like, you're worthy and deserve a relationship that respects and cherishes your individuality, not one that just, makes you feel like you're small or stifles it. I want us to reclaim your selfhood together. And it's not about just trying to be you and not needing anyone else. And we do need connection, but I just want you to choose the healthy connection, like having your picker meaning like people you're choosing in your life, for have that to be strong again, where you can really recognize that you can be able to choose the right relationships for you. Okay. So I really want, to understand and just to remind you that, um, just really cherishing your individuality is so important. And I just want you to thank you for joining me in this conversation. Know if you have any questions, know that there's strategy calls available. You can just ask me a question below if you have any questions about the strategy call. And just stay tuned for, each Wednesday. I'm really going to, have something just wind down. Let's talk about what's going on. So if you have questions, struggles, let me know so we can be able to do that. And just stay tuned for the next video where we'll continue to explore ways to empower ourselves and nurture healthier relationships. If you have any questions, let me know, but I'll talk to you soon.